Trisha, and I'm a collaborative care case manager.
Okay, nice to meet you.
What's your name?
Samantha.
Okay. So the purpose of this meeting is to get you set up for collaborative care. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. You can decide if it's something you want to do. I understand that you're getting ready to age out of foster care. When's your birthday?
Just a couple months, December 12th.
Okay. Let me get my paperwork lined out here. Let me tell you just a little bit about myself. I've worked with the Department of Child Services for about 10 years, and just recently went over to collaborative care as case manager. It's a fairly new program. It's only about 3 years old. So, but it is a good program, and I'll go ahead and tell you a little bit about that. Find my paperwork. Okay. So collaborative care is for youth that are ages 17 and a half to 21. Like I said, it's a voluntary program, so you don't have to do it. But if you do choose to do it, we can carry you until you're 21. You would have services. Are you planning on going to college?
Maybe, I don't know. Thinking about it, probably.
Okay. So if you choose to go to college, you would get what they call an A-line card that would have a certain amount of money on it each month that you can just use for whatever.
Well, yeah, I'll definitely go to college then.
And who else? And then, because your dorm and everything is paid for. If you either have to go to college or work. So if you choose to work, we require that you work a minimum of 80 hours a month. So that's just part-time. That's about 20 hours a week.
What if you do both? Like, do you do both?
You can. But if you stay in a dorm, you get the A-line card. If you choose to work, you can go to your own apartment, or you can have a host home. You can live with someone that'll help pay, or we will pay them for you to live there. It's kind of like foster care, but they don't have to be licensed. These are the different kinds of placement types. So you can be in a foster care, you can be in a county placement, relative. So if you want to live with a grandma, aunt, uncle, you cannot live with your parents and be in collaborative care. Anyone that's unlicensed, as long as the court approves, you can stay in a group home. Which is that something you're interested in?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to decide to do. It's kind of up to them.
Okay. And this just kind of goes over the responsibilities of what I would do depending on where you're placed. But it's pretty much the same across the board, no matter if it's a host home or if you're in your own apartment. We can also place you with a roommate. If you wanted to have a roommate in an apartment, they would be required for their half of the bills and you would be required for the other half. We would pay your living expenses. You know, if you had a roommate, we would pay your half of the rent. We also provide independent living workers to help you learn how to budget, cook. Do you have a question?
Just have to be taught how to do all that? Like, you always have to do
It's a voluntary thing. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. But it's just to prepare you, to be out in the real world on your own. So, and they can help you find jobs and build a resume, and they do all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
And you will get $50 a week for groceries, and $30 a week for toiletries and things like that. And that will come through your independent living workers. So you would spend time with them to go get that kind of stuff. So is that something that you think you'd be interested in?
Yeah, just like, maybe, like, how would I know what I'm supposed to, like, choose? If I don't choose to do something, does that mean I'm not getting, like, all the help I need? Or
No. The program itself is voluntary. If you don't need help with budgeting, then we're not, obviously that wouldn't be one of your goals. But we will go through some of this paperwork today, and the thing with collaborative care, it's more about what you want instead of someone telling you what you need to do.
Cause I'm like gonna be of age soon, so
Right.
I like to be able to make my own decisions.
Right, and you would. There are some in the program that need more help with stuff like, they don't know how to cook maybe, or do laundry. So what we'll do, we'll fill out this independent living transition form today, and we'll go over goals that you want to work on, like if you need help finding a job, or if you need help applying for school. Another thing with college that I forgot to mention, they do have something available called an ETV fund, and that's just an automatic $3,000 for going to school.
Oh.
So that's some extra
So
money.
like I could get a car or something?
You could, yeah. One of the things you have to prove that it's educational, or for educational needs, but you need a car to get to school.
Mhm.
You may need gas to get to school. I mean, you probably will.
Mhm.
Stuff like that. So, there are many financial benefits of being in collaborative care. And like I said, the goal is really to get you ready and independent for when you turn 21.
Well, what if I like mess up? Do I lose everything, or how does that?
Really, the only requirement is that you maintain either a job or stay in school. If you say you got arrested and got a felony, then you wouldn't be in the program anymore. But really, it's really about you and what you want to do. You really will tell
Do you
us.
have to keep like a certain GPA or anything?
No. Obviously, if you have a 1.5 GPA, then we're probably going to have a discussion about that, because it's about you succeeding and being ready to enter the adult world. You don't want to, and if you have a really low GPA, then it's probably going to affect your college before it affects.
College, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So I just need to get. Do you have any other questions for me before we move on? Okay. I just need to get some information from you. At this time, and it can change. What's your plan? Do you want to go to college? What sounds?
Yeah, I do. I just don't know if I've never really been given the chance to. So I mean, if I could, then yeah, I would go.
Would you want to live in a dorm and get the A-line card, or would you want to live in an apartment and?
I'd probably do it dorm.
Okay. Okay, and what we're going to do now, these are things that we want to work on for you to have in your possession before you leave collaborative care. So, do you have a photo ID?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it a learner's permit, a driver's license, or an ID card?
It's just an ID card.
Okay. Do you want to work on getting a driver's license?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I've never been able to go to the classes and all.
Okay, see, so that's something that we could put back here, is that you want help getting a driver's license, and you will have a personal allowance of $300, and that's something that we could use your personal allowance for, is to pay for driver's ed.
Okay.
So, do you have a birth certificate?
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, and what county and state were you born?
I was actually born in Brazil, Indiana, Clay County.
Okay, and do you have a social security card?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to register to vote, or are you registered to vote?
I don't really care about politics.
Okay, so you don't really. Oh. Selective service doesn't apply to you. We have something new that's called a life book. Which actually, I'm going to grab that real quick.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Alright, that's fine.
Okay, so these are new. It's a newer edition. This is a life book, and it allows you to be more involved, more informed, and more independent. So this is something that we would like for you to work on with your IL worker. It's just basic information, resources that you might have. There's a calendar where you can put your appointments. And this is just a little log book of things. that go on. There's a plan in here, depending on where you're placed at. And then there's a little resource guide that kind of tells you some terms that you may hear, like, I don't know if GAL is on here, but that's a guardian ad litem. Aging out, which is what you're about to do. You're probably familiar with that term. And then there's a place here where you can put your legal documents, you can put your independent living things that you work on, and you can put pictures back here. And then which it sounds like you have most of your vital documents, you can put your birth certificate, your social security card, all of that stuff in this binder, and then you'd have it readily available. So this is something that we'd like for our youth to work on so that they can just have that stuff ready. So you need, are you in agreement with working on a life book?
Yeah, that's fine. I can do that. I mean, I would have to have one, but.
Okay. So we'll set that up for you to work on that with your IL worker.
Okay.
It's not something that has to be done right away. We would just like to have you to have it done before you are done with the program. And what's your age? I'm sorry. 18. So you have a few years. One of the things I forgot to mention, there's two ways you can stay in collaborative care. You can be a CHINS, which I'm sure you're familiar with that, Child in Need of Services. If you stay on as a CHINS, we can carry you in the program until you're 21. If you choose to just have your CHINS case dropped and just be strictly collaborative care, you can stay in the program until you're 20 and then do voluntary services. The choice is totally yours. In my opinion, staying on as a CHINS is more beneficial to you because you have more resources available for a longer period of time. And if you stay on as a CHINS, what that means is that I would update the court monthly, a monthly court report. You would go to court periodically with me. Nothing more than that, really. So that's another thing that you can think about if that's something that you want to do. Do you have an IEP, individual education plan?
I haven't really decided to college yet, so I don't know. I don't think I have one of those yet.
Okay.
Probably need to work on them.
Okay. You don't have Beats application, and I'll get this. Right now, where do you keep your personal documents, like your birth certificate and things like that? Do you keep it in a binder? Do you keep it in a file cabinet? You just keep it in a box?
Yeah, I don't really have a specific place. But just wherever.
Okay, so that's one of the things that we would like for you to work on with your IL worker, and you can put it all in here. So it's just a better way for you to be organized in case you have an appointment, you need your birth certificate, and you haven't seen it in months. So that's something we would like for you to work on with your IL provider. And we will update this every 6 months. So, we can change things around. Do you know how to use public transportation? Okay, good. And did you get your high school diploma or GED or?
Yeah, I got my high school diploma.
Okay. And what high school did you go to?
Linton Soccer.
Okay.
Well, I'm still there. But.
Okay, and what is your current address?
580 North Vincent Street in Linton.
Okay. And right now, you're still in a foster home, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I thought. And after foster care, you said you are thinking about college, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, some of the things you want to work on, your goals for collaborative care. I know you said you want to get a driver's license, so would one of your goals be to attend driver's ed? Okay, and,
Get better organized.
okay, to attend driver's ed, how do you think we need to go about achieving that goal? First, we probably need to do what?
Figure out my financial situation.
Okay, so who's gonna pay for it? And then, we need to research maybe some different driving schools, or is it something you wanna do through the high school?
Well, I know my high school does it, so I would probably go that route.
Okay.
Just be better educated on it.
Okay, so we just basically need to find out some financial information and the aspects of the program. Okay, and I'll probably have your IL worker help you with that, if that's okay with you. And then while you're at the school, you can find out some information as well. Okay, so that's one goal. Better organization. So what are some things we can do to be better organized?
Get one of those books.
So you want to work on your life book.
Find all my documents. Which I think my foster parents have most of them.
Okay, so we're gonna find your vital documents. Okay, and is that something you wanna work with your independent living provider with? And I can help you with it when we have our meetings, we can work on that.
Yep.
Okay. Is there anything else right now that you'd like to work on? You wanna,
Maybe apply for colleges, see if I can get in.
okay, that's what I was wondering, if you want to, do you wanna tour some colleges first?
Sure.
Do you have any colleges in mind that we can, set up to meet with?
Lady Vincent's with the ISU.
So we could set a meeting with VU and ISU. And
I
then,
can't really go to Ivy Tech, right, because they don't have dorms and stuff.
right, and so we can set a day to go down and tour the campus, find out some more information. And I can go with you if you would like.
That's
Okay. Is there anything else that you can think of right now? It doesn't have to be lengthy at this point, and we'll review it in 6 months, so.
maybe just better communication with my foster parents.
Okay. And how do you think that you could go about doing that?
Just not getting mad and ignoring the issues and stuff.
Okay, so maybe manage your anger more and focus on things that are bothering you? Okay. And that's probably something that you and your foster parents need to work on. Of course, we can try to help in any way that we can. Okay, is there anything else? No? Okay, so I'm just gonna fill this out. Actually, I'll have you sign it first. This is basically just saying that we went over this together and you have your goals, and I will make copies of this and send it, or give it to you. And then I'll keep a copy to put in your file. Do you have any questions at this point?
No, I don't think so. I think you've answered them all, so.
Well, if you have anything that comes up in the meantime, we can go over that. I'm just gonna sign my name, and then there's just a couple more things that we need to get taken care of, and then we can be done for the day.
Okay.
So this is your agreement, and you have chosen, I assume, to do collaborative care. Okay, so we just need to have you fill this out, or I can fill it out for you, whichever makes you more comfortable.
Oh, I don't care.
It's just basic information, just your last name. And your date of birth, so it's December 12th.
Well,
Okay,
I forget.
and your address was 580.
Vincent.
Okay. And what's a phone number that I get you at?
Probably my foster parents, 812-555-3332.
Okay. Okay, and these are just some things that we need to go over. This section describes eligibility criteria to participate in collaborative care, which we pretty much talked about, but what you will do is initial. It says, I understand I meet all of the following requirements. You must be at least 18 years of age, but younger than 20, and we talked about the difference between being a chins and, okay. And you were in foster care during the month of your 18th birthday. You have to be one of the following. You either need to be in school or an institution which provides post-secondary education or a vocational program. And you can be in the Job Corps, or you have to be employed 80 hours a month, which we talked about that. Okay. I understand that I will continue to be eligible to participate in collaborative care as long as I meet at least one of the following conditions. So, basically, we talked about that, and like I said, if you get a felony, I mean, if you're accused of a felony, you're going to stay in the program until you're actually convicted.
Okay.
So, that's one of the big no-nos.
Okay.
And then the last one, I understand that I must provide information regarding my eligibility status, which may include pay stubs and written confirmation of employment, because we need to make sure that you're either in school or working. And we may ask for your grades, just to kind of see where you're at, because we really want you to succeed.
Okay.
And we talked about the different descriptions of placement types. So you can be in foster care, you can be in a group home. So this is basically just saying that you understand that we talked about that today. And then these are some questions for you. Would you be interested in a court-appointed special advocate? That's a CASA, and that's someone that will advocate for you at court. They will meet with you. They're really a good resource to have. They will meet with you and help you through anything that you need help with. But it's totally optional if you want that or not.
Sure.
Okay. And then you're in initial here too. You understand that formal hearings will be held regarding collaborative care case every 6 months. So that's if you stay as a chins. I understand that I have the right to receive notice of these hearings. I understand that I have the right to attend these hearings. And I understand that I have the right to submit my own reports or documents to the court regarding my collaborative care case. Okay, and this is termination of the collaborative care program. I understand that my participation in collaborative care case will end when any of the following occurs. The day before my 20th birthday, unless you stay as a chins, I no longer meet the eligibility requirements, or I tell my 3CM that I want to withdraw. So at any time you can say, I'm done, I don't want to do it anymore. And then we would get a court order and you would be done. The voluntary collaborative care agreement may be terminated by DCS if any of the following occurs. I failed to submit documentation in my collaborative care case manager every 3 months in order to confirm my continued eligibility. Or if you fail to comply with your case plan, which I don't see being an issue. Or if you fail to meet eligibility requirements for collaborative care. I failed to report any changes that would affect my eligibility status. If you violate any written standards of conduct, move out of the state of Indiana, because this is an Indiana program. I moved from my approved collaborative care placement without notifying DCS. I failed to meet face-to-face with my collaborative care case manager, or at least at a monthly basis. And then if felony charges come up. In this part, do you want to remain as a chins, or do you want to be placed in traditional foster care setting or supervised independent living placement? So do you want to be a chins, or do you just want to be strictly collaborative care?
Probably remain a chins.
Okay.
Have longer.
And we can change this, and then if you'll just print your name and sign there. And because you're 18, this paperwork can be filled out by you. You don't have to have your foster parent here because legally you're an adult. Okay, and this part, you're agreeing to voluntarily enter collaborative care program, effective today, which would be 9/21. And then if you'll print and sign your name there. Okay, and I'm gonna print and sign my name. Okay, so we got all the paperwork filled out for the most part. Do you want to go ahead and set a time to meet again? Or do you want to call me? You have my card, so if you need.
Whatever works better for you, or you can.
Okay. I will definitely call you when I get everything set up with your IL specialist to start working with you, and you can call me anytime you have any questions. And I'll call you to set a meeting, or you can call me if something works into your schedule.
Okay.
Okay?
That sounds
Do
good.
you have any other questions for me?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you.